This is the Moonlight Garden and Gallery. Joining us for a walk at this garden with Valerie here. So first thing we saw as we approached this garden, begonia in containers surrounding the front porch, just a dark color container with the dark foliage. You have this very striking display.
And yes, it's a simple color palette and for more drama.
Let's take a quick look at the hosta garden on the side of the house. And before we see the hosta, we see a few oak leaf hydrangea. They are in full bloom right now.
These are ruby slippers.
Ruby slippers, so they will turn the color.
They will turn red.
So this is the hosta garden, which is quite lovely. Many people don't realize the hosta can have a lot of flower on it. Just lovely. Now let's move on, enter the backyard. This is the entrance to the backyard. Before we enter the backyard, we see there's a watercolor. I mean, the first thing grabbed my attention is you can sense the soft light, like the speckle of the light, and the light goes through the ornamental grass.
What the theory is that you create depth of field when you paint bright colors in the foreground and fade to distance with the dullness and the softness for the background.
I mean, I just know it looks good. I did not know all those tricks.
So we have a lot of orange accents. I like the contrast with the burgundy leaves and the textures. And you know, some Asian influence here.
Yeah. I think you overwintered those Rex begonia.
Yes, they were overwintered.
So how many years now?
Oh no, this is their second season. I was surprised.
Really?
This is an experiment. Yeah.
But they are huge. People usually use them as annual, and the nursery sell them in the smaller size. I mean, that they propagated from cutting.
Right.
They do pretty well.
Yeah, they looked okay in the house. They turned out pretty good.
Let's take a look at this drawing. This is a foxglove, I believe.
Yes, that's a watercolor. Also, that's a mixed watercolor media.
What do you mean by mixed?
Well, it's watercolor media, so we have a watercolor pencil in there.
Oh, pencil.
And
yeah, so that's probably why you can show all the details in the gloves, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's beautiful. There's a beautiful Japanese maple.
Yeah, red emperor.
Red emperor. And some of the shade-loving perennial has this lighter green color, different shades of the green. You have this very, very bright lime green. I believe that is a heuchera.
Right.
Yeah, it's so lovely. And you also have the very bright colored hosta with lady's mantle. What is this?
Palmanera.
Longworts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they have the blue-pink flower, very early season. Let's take a look at the containers by the pond. So it's a very slender container, and then on top of that, you use the mandevilla with some of the it's not a trellis, it's more like a chicken wire as a support along the post on the fence. So you have this very dramatic display, and it utilizes the vertical space.
And we're trying to repeat the colors of the koi, the oranges and the whites.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of dark shadows.
Yeah, you have 3 large koi in the pond. And do they have names?
No, they don't have names. They only have names if we're giving them away. They say, remember Creamsicle? Yeah, he's gone.
So not only we have the real koi, we also have some garden arts, the koi in abstract form, which is very interesting.
Silhouettes.
Silhouettes, yes.
And these all of these light up. We have up lights and we have underwater lights that come on at night. It's very pretty. Over here we have a star jasmine, and that's about 5 years old. It smells really good.
Yes, it smells kind of like lily, a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of strong. We have some night blooming ones, but they're not mature enough to bloom.
I see. Yeah. Now we see there's a magnificent forest pansy redbud. The forest pansy has this low arching form which provides lovely, lovely shade, and almost like an umbrella. So they have this purplish heart-shaped leaf. Do they change color in the fall?
They changed to gold, like
Gold?
a golden green. Yeah.
Golden green. It's hard to find a medium-sized tree for your yard. A lot of trees, they tend to get too large over time. 15 feet will be the mature height. Now let's go to the far end of the backyard garden. And, well, there's a bat in the yard.
Yes.
And
Somebody's bed from the neighborhood. Yeah, we
yeah,
picked that up at the corner.
And as you can see, obviously, we have a color palette here surrounding different shades of purple and blue. Violet color on the bed frame. And we have some of the
Alliums.
allium. It's a type of onion with the seed head. After they dry, they stay in shape and we can spray paint them. You have this fuchsia colored butterfly bush and with a hanging basket hanging right on top of the bed frame with the purple and white petunia, right?
Right.
Yeah, lovely.
We're going to have a lot of orange going through here. Orange and purple are tertiary colors, and they
Yeah.
create a lot of excitement together. Because violet is a
Excitement, what do you mean excitement?
excitement. They just play off of each other.
Yeah.
They don't really fight. They just they
Yeah.
work well together.
This area of the garden, we have 5 of the pole and also in the shade of purple. I see you have a butterfly house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That
yeah.
was a gift.
No, it's a gift. Very interesting.
Yeah, there's a little bird. There's some babies in that birdhouse, so be
really?
careful over
Okay.
there.
Okay. Now we are moving on to the other side of the yard. We have the daylilies. That is Jean's daylily, right?
Jean is
Yeah.
all about the daylilies. Yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
They are addictive, I know.
Yeah, they're very showy. You know,
Yeah.
we have a lot of hibiscus over here. They're going to be all reds and pinks.
Yeah.
And the Joe Pye is going to bloom for the first
Yeah.
time. And
So I see you have some very vertical, very tall plants, and they echo the vertical shape of the pole at the far end of this area of the garden.
yes.
So
So it's kind of a narrow space, so it's good to have varied heights and variable lines and flow and all those elemental designs.
let's take a look at the topiary. It is a bunny, right?
Yes, it's a bunny. He's got a necktie on.
Uh-huh.
He's old. He's 34 years old.
Wow.
We have this.
Into
This is a new Aphrodite,
the sweet shrub.
sweet shrub,
Yeah.
right? And
Clematis
Oh,
and
it-
some butterflies. Let's take a look at the
island,
island.
new island.
It's
We
a
put
new-
that in last year and filled
Yeah.
it up.
So you have a very nice Japanese maple. It's not a Japanese maple.
It is a Japanese maple, and it's got a really long name. And it turns orange in the fall. We put it in last year. It was orange, and
How
and the
special.
good thing it's just a chartreuse now, which doesn't compete with anything else. Then when the flowers are gone, that will be the focal point.
Yeah, and we have more than a few
Foxglove.
foxglove. So you want them to self-seed here.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, so that's another element of the vertical, which will be echoing with the other vertical plant and also the garden poles.
Repeat the design.
Repeat
And
this.
then we're playing with this idea here of putting in a moon gate, and it looks
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
odd here, but honestly, the perspective and the line of vision from the house all winter is through the gate. You watch
yeah.
watch all the seasons through the gate. You know, you
Yeah.
can see the snowfall, and you could watch the trees
Yeah,
change color. Well, we'll
Yeah.
see. These are just temporary markers because that was a bone of contention for about a week, and
So it's always changing.
no, and the discussion is still up in the air.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to be pulling these lanterns down. So we're either going to go with a big simple arch, or it's going to be a moon gate. Right.
With the moon gate here, it just invites you
Yes.
to go in.
And we're going to increase the size of this island.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I see eventually this island, those two islands will connect eventually.
that's what he says. That's not what I say. So we'll see. Ooh,
Yeah,
we'll
that-
see. So this is our new shade garden.
Yeah, the mini hosta area.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Some new lights, but they're not on yet.
And there's another, this is oil painting.
That's
right?
an oil painting. a bouquet of flowers, and then the camouflage in the left corner is a moth, a lunar moth.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that's a butterfly before you.
Oh, well, moths can be very beautiful. People don't think of them that way.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. Let's take a look at the area surrounding the deck, the magical watering can area.
It's much more exciting when it lights up. But this was the corner that the painting that we entered the yard in was from.
Yeah,
This was the initial corner, but it changes every year. It's never the
so,
same.
So you mentioned to me this is your favorite view of the garden.
Right.
You have the hanging basket, then with this magical watering can, and then a huge, huge planter, and with the bed in the background. Yeah. Flower bed. I can definitely appreciate the beauty of this very unique vista.
And then tonight when the lights come out, you'll see all the tree lanterns light up, and the moon will light up, and all those lanterns under the tree will light up. It'll be so pretty.
So the garden will look very different.
Yes, the whites will all glow like in a moonlight garden.
Yeah, and that is also another reason you name your garden the Moonlight Garden.
Right.
Because you particularly enjoy the view of the garden after dark. Not
Right.
only the light, but also the white flower element in the
I guess
garden.
that's a Victorian term, actually.
Oh, I
Moonlight
see.
garden. And then next week we'll have the limelights will be all in bloom, and those are all new, smaller hostas there.
Mini hosta. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. We had from no hostas, and this year we've got like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, as I know, you just joined the Hosta Society, so you.
Yeah, there's some influence there.
Yeah, let's take another look
Very
at the
nice
pond.
people.
The patio area is just right next to the pond, where you can hear the soothing, flowing water. So again, we are at the Moonlight Garden and Gallery. It is an open garden in the Snyder area. It's just a very tranquil, very peaceful, and very enjoyable.